I know. Where did my Spotify go? There it is. Okay, I'll wait just a minute or so. We'll start in just a minute, everybody. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Susan. Good morning. All right. Sound good for everyone? You give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Thanks. Wonderful. Okay. As you can see, Tuffy is all ready to go, and Jeremiah is joining us today. So I know the setup isn't perfect here, but we're going to do our best. For today, I thought we would have some fun with dancer pose, trying a couple of different variations, and of course, bringing ourselves into some activating movements and positions before we do the whole pose. Hey, Dorothy. Okay, let's make ourselves comfortable in a reclining position on your stomach, actually. So coming on down, you could bring your arms out in front of you if you wanted to rest your forehead on your forearms, or you could just turn your head to one side if that's better for you. This belly down position is real nice to bring awareness to 3D breathing, getting that expansion into the backs of your ribs, the sides of your ribs. Hey, Lori. Hey, Matthew. So good to see you guys. Yay. If you feel like you want to move a little bit here, one thing that might feel good is to just bend your knees and let your legs kind of wag to the side, or you can just rock your pelvis with your legs straight. If you're content to be still, though, that's also a really nice choice. And then let's try to lengthen out our exhale breaths. Inhale can still be the same pace as normal, nothing forced there. And then exhale, really let it trickle out slowly. A few more like that. Subtle intake. And then a metered exhalation. Trying to make it last. Staying connected to that little bit of a sigh, perhaps, as you exhale. And let's just keep our upper body where it is for now. Chest is low and heavy. Arms can do whatever. And we'll just alternate the legs bending and straightening. So kind of like you're doing some sort of just a gentle swimming kick, yeah. Flex your knee as one leg goes straight, the other leg bends. and working towards a pretty firm end range contraction of those hamstrings muscles that close your knee. So when you reach that edge, see if you can just pump it up a little bit more. Let's do 2 more on each side. Final one. And then let your legs rest. Tops of your feet can come down. Your ankles can just kind of roll out or roll in, whatever feels natural for you. And let's use our right forearm or fist to make a pedestal for our forehead so that we can bring a little bit of neutrality to the neck. And then your left arm's going to reach beside your body. Thumb side of your hand down, pinky side of your hand up so that your palm faces in towards your body. And then take your arm out away from you about, 30 degrees or so. And just raise that left straight arm backward and upward, letting your top shoulder roll forward a little bit. Keep your chest low and then lower down. 2 more like that, just moving the arm. Try to pin down the left side of your chest if you can. Last one, lift and lower, be in control the whole way through. And then switch sides. We're just going to do 3 of these, but make them super potent. When you get to the top of your extension, give it another little squeeze and see if you can make a little bit more reach. 2 more times. Last time. Let's set up for a Sphinx pose. Bring your forearms out in front of you, parallel to the sides of your mat. Elbows could be directly under your shoulders, or they might want to be forward slightly. And then we're going to try to lift and scoop and hollow the front body away from the floor, and thinking of cat pose here. Even tuck your chin, dome your upper back, and try to lift the front rim of your pelvis off the floor. Yeah, that's it. Good. Now slowly start to lay your pelvis down. Maybe your navel comes down as well, but pull your sternum up and forward for traditional Sphinx. Head can go upwards a little bit, and then start to duck the chin down. Feel your upper back start to puff up again. We're going back to the hollow Sphinx, resembling our cat arch. Front rim of the pelvis lifts, belly draws back, tail tucks under. And then let's start at the tail. So let your pelvis rock down, level. Belly might come closer to the earth. And then pull your chest up and forward through your arms. Head lifts last. Let's do 1 more. Start with the head nodding down. Dome, tuck from the front, lengthen in the back. Keep your tailbone dropping down between your thighs towards the floor. Let's hold the cat shape for just 3 breaths. Widen your upper back even more. And then we'll travel back to our Sphinx traditional style. And we'll take a handful of breaths there as we start to energize a pulling sensation with the arms, as if we're trying to drag ourselves through our arms. Tuck your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Contract upper back to hug in a little bit. And then settle to neutral. Drop your chest, bring your arms beside your body just like you would for a push-up. Tuck your toes under and press your way back to tabletop. And then keep your toes tucked and stretch your hips back even further. So feel this movement as a push. So you're really pushing with your arms, your hips are rocking back. And then let's pull our chest forward like we're coming into cow pose. The very last thing, we will lift into cow pose, but let your hips drop a little bit. Good, then rock back, push into the floor, hips stretch backwards. You can create a little cat shape with your spine. We're gonna move like this with our breathing. Pull yourself forward. Come into a little bit of spine extension, but be sure the bum is working to support that back chain. And then as you rock back, try to stretch the back side by contracting the front. And you can just take these at your own pace. Maybe you want more time in one of these movements than the other. Maybe you're drawn to a few breaths in that flexed cat, or a few breaths in that modified cobra or up dog. When you've had enough of that, let's make our way back to neutral spine, tabletop position, setting up knees under hips and wrists under the shoulders. There's no rush. Right arm is part of your foundation now. Try to rotate your bicep towards the front of your mat. Stretch your left arm behind you, but out to the side, kind of like we did on the floor. Raise your arm as high as it'll go without rotating your chest open or changing your spine position. And then stretch your right leg back behind you. Try to balance on the left shin, knee, and the right hand. Breathing. 5, 4, 3. Hold it. Bend your right knee. Try to kick your seat with your right heel. And then stretch it straight. Everything else stays still. 2 more times. Flex your knee. And kick back. Last one. And as you kick back, bring your knee back down underneath you. Rock back towards your heels, upright your spine, kneeling position, rest your wrists. Reset your tabletop position. Stretch your right arm back into extension as you lift through the pinky side of your hand. Arm as straight as you can make it. Chest stays closed. Push away with that left arm. So really supportive there in the back of your left shoulder. Hold the shoulder extension, keeping the elbow as straight as you can make it, and reach your left leg back to about hip height. Drive your heel through the wall behind you. Zip up your low ribs. 3D core breathing here. Now bend your left knee, squeeze, and drive it back to the straight kick. 2 more times. Squeeze and a pause. Extend and a pause. Last one. And then take it easy. Little rest, neutralize. Downward facing dog is our next stop. Set it up how you like it. Connect to the same neutral feeling in your spine as you had in the tabletop position. And if you notice that that changes a lot in your down dog, it'll help probably to bend your knees a little bit so that you can find neutral pelvis. Widen your upper back. And here's where we're really pushing the arms overhead from that outer arm bone, but softening through the neck. Ears centered about between the arm bones. And you can fidget and wiggle, pedal, sway. And then lift through your heels nice and high on the balls of your feet. Walk or tiptoe, step to the front of your mat. We'll dangle for a bit. A more relaxed version of the forward fold, letting gravity do some of the work for us, allowing the shoulders to just hang. Connecting to our feet here as part of foundation, drawing up on the arches without gripping the toes. And then when you come up to your half lift, instead of going level to the horizon today, let's go a little bit more than halfway up and pull your sternum forward like you're doing the cobra again. And then fold down. We're going to do 3 more like that. So think back bend as you come up. Not so much in the low back, but in your upper T-spine. 2 more times. Last time we'll hold. Hands will come to the hips. Pin the shoulder blades in towards your spine. Draw your sternum up and forward without lifting your head too much. And then use your strong backside to stand all the way up. Inhale, arms overhead, reach. Exhale, side stretch. Either way, doesn't matter. Take 2 more breaths here, focusing on a firm foundation, legs, glutes, feet, and length through your spine on both sides. Back to the center. Breathe in 1 time. Take that side stretch the other direction. Stay resolute in your feet. And then let's come back towards center. Crisscross arms out in front of us. Hold yourself somehow so that your shoulders stay out of the picture here. And we're going to do it again. Side bend right. Side bend left. And then we'll come into cats and cows in this standing position. Pelvis is going to stay where it is. Dome your upper back. Draw your ribs in. Shoulders down. And now curl your spine up and over an imaginary pull-up bar behind your body without changing too much in the low body. Let's do that part one more time. Flex forward. Create that hollow body. And now we're contracting and lifting up and over that bar behind us. Contract, curl, release your arms. Inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, dive it down, hinge through your hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold it. Plant your palms, step back to a plank this time, with the understanding that if any time the plank is too intense, then we can lower the knees. Connect to your pulling muscles on the back side, like you were trying to drag the front of your mat backwards, and pull your strong plank to the floor in one piece. Thighs, belly, and chest try to land at the same time. Untuck your toes. Reach both arms back, but keep your chest low. Pinky side of the hand upwards, drop your tail. Arms go as high as they can first, then your chest can raise. Bend your elbows, plant your palms, your cobra, your up dog, whichever you prefer. Still connecting to the sense of your hands pulling backwards. Shoulders down and open, that's it. Pike your hips, come on back, down dog. Use your core for that transition. Stabilizing breaths, nourishing breaths, finding a sense of ease there. And then let's take a trip back to the front of our mats, however works for you. Half lift is an inhale, a little higher than normal. Chest up, and then fold. Come to stand, reach arms high. One side bend each way, moving in your own breath count. As you rise back through the center, take your arms wide overhead, breathe in 1 time, and then pull your arms down for an air pull-up. We'll do it again. This time you have the option of also adding in a little bit of back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Half lift, a little higher than normal. Fold, plant your palms, step back plank. You've got some choices here. You can flow it. You can just do push-ups. You can pull halfway or all the way down, and then any kind of a little spine extension to strengthen your back muscles. Downward facing dog, hips lift. Using these neutralizing poses as a way to also connect back to other body sensations, breathing efforts. Let's do one more of those sun salutations. Tiptoe, step, or hop forward. A little higher than halfway up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Bring it up, reach. Side stretching your way. Other way. 2 air pull-ups with or without spine extension. Reach for the ceiling, and then fold towards the floor. Step back with your left leg, runner's lunge. We're gonna focus on our back leg on this particular one. So nothing's gonna change with the front leg. Keep your hips level with your shoulders. Spine stays in neutral. Bend and straighten your back leg, focusing just on the toes, the ankle, the knee, and that hip. As you kick your legs straight, think of lifting from the hamstrings and firing the glutes to open up the front side of your hip. 2 more times. And then firm up your hands for plank. Reach your right leg upward and backward, down dog splits, open your hip, bend your knee, squeeze heel to bottom. Step your right foot through again, high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, arms fly back. Pinky side of the hand up, chest forward and high. Let's do that flow one more time. Just inhale to a crescent. And then hinge and fly. Hold here. Palms face inward, arms are straighter, even if they have to be wider. Step forward, chair pose. Inhale. Arms go back, exhale. Sit a little deeper if you can. Rise it up, reach. Pull down, curl back optionally. Reach up. Forward folds. Step back your right foot. Left knee is going to stay about over the ankle. The only thing we're going to move here now is the back leg, bending and straightening. Feel it at the toes, the ankle, the knee, and hip. Reframe your foot with your hands so you can get your left leg upward and backward, downward dog splits. Bend your knee open through your pelvis. Let there be a little spiral in your spine too if you like. And then power up that left foot to step forward. Crescent. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and reach your arms behind you. Keep scissoring your legs together for one more round. Find your breath. Back to the crescent, and then we're stepping forward to Utkatasana once again. It's the chair squat. Heavy heels, light toes. Arms go back. Maybe a little deeper in your hips. Inhale, rise to stand. Optionally, pull and curl back. Reach your arms overhead and then fold forward. Step your left leg back, starting in that same runner's lunge, pulling up to high crescent lunge. One hinge and reach. Now imagining that you're about to sprint away, we would have to drive through the right heel and pull it back. As we pull the left hip up off the floor, float that left leg like warrior 3, and then stand all the way up. Arms out front. Left knee in front of the hip. For now, we're just gonna move this left leg between this flexed position and an extended position, but keep your knee bent. So try to put your footprint on the wall behind you without changing anything else. 2 more, pull in. Kick back. 1 more time, pull in. Kick back and hold. Take your arms out like wings. Turn your palms to face behind you and then continue to reach behind you like you're gonna clap your hands behind your back. What's happening in the rib cage? Keep the ribs down. Step forward, chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift on it, inhale. Exhale, fold and hold for a moment. Take it easy. Optional vinyasa, or we'll just step back to down dog. If you're vinyasa-ing, take an extra breath or 2 in your spine strengthening pose. Downward dog. Left leg, let's step it up. High lunge. Hinge and reach your arms behind you. Commit to your front leg by dragging it backwards. Stand up, arms reach out in front, putting the work in this right hip to flex. and then extend as you keep your heel close to your bottom. Try to put your footprint behind you. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Maintain everything neutral except you're trying to kick that right hip into extension, and then the arms are going to reach back. Keep spine upright, chest open. Lift through your triceps. 1 more breath. 2 feet to the floor or chair. Sit it low. And then forward fold for a bit. Option to take your version of that little flowing section. Once again, prioritizing some time in the back bend. Pull back, down dog. Right leg up, inhale. Exhale, bring it in, step it through, high lunge. Inhale 1 time. Exhale, hinge and reach your arms back. This time, instead of standing up, I want you to try to think about keeping this diagonal line in your spine, taking your arms behind you, lift your left leg. Without worrying about touching, just bring your heel into your bum, kick, keep your leg reaching back. Yep, and then straighten your back leg, and then bend it. Try to kick your butt without moving the knee. That's it, 1 more time. Step back, warrior 2. Turn your thumbs down, palms back. And then try to clap your arms behind your back, but don't sacrifice your spine position. So even if you just go a few degrees, that's good. It's good work. They don't have to be super high either. Let's open up to face the side of our mat. Take our hands to our hips. And then just with the upper chest, curl back a little bit. And neutralize. Turn your right toes back to the front of the room, warrior 2. Reverse the warrior 2, stay long on your sides. Hands to the floor, lift your left heel, let's twist, runners. Left hand down, heart open to the right, breathing. Adding in that left leg bending and straightening without moving the rest of your body. Try to disconnect hip movement from spine movement for a couple breaths. Beautiful. 2 hands to the floor. Right leg could reach up and back before you head through your vinyasa if you want to. Strictly optional to flow as always. And then we'll settle back to down dog. Reach your left leg, lift your right heel a little higher to make some space, step forward. Crescent. Inhale. Arms reach back, spine tilts forward, finding that diagonal line, but thinking of cobra in the chest. Keep reaching your arms behind you, find the weight in your left leg now, float the right, keep kicking, and then try to pull your heel in, close the back of your knee. Kick straight. Pull in. Heart still up. Last one, extend. Bend. Step back, warrior 2. Thumbs down, palms facing behind you. Pull the backs of your hands towards each other. Try to keep your shoulders down as well as your rib cage. Open up to the long side, hands to your hips. Let's take a forward fold this time. Hinge deeply or moderately. Few breaths here. Draw some power through the feet. Find a sense of your heels being magnetized towards each other. And then let your strong backside bring you back through a standing position, finding that hinge and the long stretch. Good. Warrior 2, left toes turn forward. Reverse your warrior 2. Pivot to the runner's twist, right hand down. I usually bump my right foot out to the side a little bit. Rotate open left. Back leg is working. The spine and the hips staying put. 2 hands to the floor. Raise your left leg up and back for your down dog. You can just hang here or take that through your vinyasa. Right leg high, breathe in, step forward. Warrior one this time. Step your left foot out to the left and forward slightly, back heel spins flat. Arms can reach forward or up. This is a back bending pose. Back hip extending, strong glutes there. And then snuggle your right thigh back a little bit. Arms go back. Let's find a warrior three. Balance on your right leg, level your spine with the horizon. Drive that left heel back, but think of turning your left pinky toes in slightly. Keep reaching your arms back behind you like you could clap your hands. Bend your left knee, kick your own tush. Keep that position of left leg, but stand up. Same position, left leg, hinge from your right hip, come halfway down. It's like warrior three. Keep pulling heel in, stand up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze behind that left knee. One more time, hinge like you're gonna do the half lift, but keep that left leg back and up. Step back, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Let's go side angle. Any way you like to do it. We're taking it to a side lunge or a flying monkey, but on the left leg. Open up to the left, then bend your left knee. You can hinge through your hips deeply or be more conservative here. We're just trying to get off this right leg for a moment and give it a little bit of a rest. Rise back up. Set your warrior two, right leg. Now reverse triangle. Take another inhale and then bring it back down. Runner's twist or a half split, it's your choice. Exit to your version of a flow or step it back. Down dog. Left foot, kick it high. Step it through, warrior one. Shorter stance than crescent for most of us. How do you want your arms? Upper back, trying to curl over that imaginary bar again. But then keep curling the tailbone slightly downwards. Left hip draws back, right hip slightly forward. Hinge forward, release your arms to fly behind you like wings. Let's go palms down or facing your body, warrior three. Try to find level like a T for now. Kick through your heel. Now pull your heel in towards your tush. Now stand up, that's your left glutes. Maintain the leg position. Hinge halfway, bent leg warrior. Rise to stand. Put all the work in this left hip to bring you up. Last one, hinge. Stand. Step back, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle we go. Your expression. Reverse triangle. Side lunge, sorry, forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. Right side lunge. Thank goodness Jeremiah's here to remind me. So trying to find a depth that feels challenging for us, but also one that we could reverse out of with just as much confidence. How can you get to your warrior two with control? on the left leg. Now reverse triangle. Just another lengthening inhale. Exhale to the runner's twisting or a half splits if you prefer that. About 3 breaths or so. Two hands flat, left leg up and back maybe for your flow. And then let's take just a really quick rest after you complete that last cycle. Maybe you need a quick sip of water, some time to sort out your breathing. And then we're going to bring ourselves down to our knees and shins. Upright your spine. Step your right foot forward, and let's keep the left knee in that kneeling position. So we're not really coming into a true yoga lunge just yet. We're going to find a posterior tuck of the pelvis. So trying to tuck your tailbone down and under. You might feel a little bit of a shortening on this front side. Right arm down. Left arm back behind you. Thumb side of the hand down. Chest stays lifted. Good. Now hinge forward, your hips and your spine. Keep your left arm reaching back. Try to kick your seat with your left heel. And then straighten your back leg. Rise up out of the hinge. Inhale your left arm overhead. Exhale, hinge, reach your left arm back. Bend your back knee, kick. Pull yourself back upright, left arm reaches, inhale. Exhale, hinge, reach, and kick for 5, 4, 3, 2. Release your left foot to the floor, frame your foot, lift your back knee, pivot open to the left. We're taking that side lunge again. Maybe this time you do something different, that's up to you. Try to pull up on your arch and drag that left hip open to the left. Push off of that left foot. Bring yourself back to a runner's lunge, and then we'll go right leg high. Bend your knee, let your pelvis open to the right, and squeeze behind your right knee, really reaching with those right toes. Optional vinyasa. Settle down onto your knees and shins. Left foot, bring it through. Half kneeling, right thigh is going to stay vertical for now. And this left arm is just going to support you in any way that you feel necessary. Right arm, take it back. Pinky side of the hand is leading the way. Now hinge from your left hip, spine comes forward. Bend your back knee, squeeze your bum. Set your foot down, rise up, reach your arm overhead, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward and reach, right arm back. Bend your knee, squeeze. Reverse it. Last one we're gonna hold, putting the effort into shoulder extension, knee flexion, and right hip extension. So that's your glutes. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Frame your foot. Let your toes rest. Back knee up, rotate towards the right here for your side lunge right leg. Tempting here to sink all the way down into your flexibility. Support yourself here. Be a little bit more buoyant with your depth. And then drive the floor away. Pivot back to the front. Runners, left leg up. Bending and reaching with your left toes. And hip and knee, really stretching through that left side. Optional vinyasa. Child's pose or kneeling. Okay. So for this next little bit, if you had a wall space nearby, could be useful. Otherwise, just do the best that you can. We're going to work on a dynamic balance first, and then eventually we'll head towards dancer version number 1. So downward dog to begin. Right foot will step up. Warrior 1 or crescent, doesn't matter. Just take a couple breaths there, getting grounded, stable. And then you're going to commit to your right leg. As your left leg comes out front, open your knee to the side as your heel turns in, and then twist your chest open towards the left. So the right hand is reaching down towards that left heel. And then unravel, kick your left leg behind you like you've been doing. Take right hand towards the left heel behind you. It doesn't have to touch. Right hand behind, yes, good. Come back to the front. Knee out, heel in, right hand to the heel. And then back behind, right hand to the left heel again. Opposite way. Good, this is our last round. That left leg is moving forward and then back. And then just Tadasana when you finish with that set. Giving yourself some time to recenter through your foundation, establish relationship to breath. And let's take hands to the back pockets, fingertips down, thumb side of the hand outward. Hug your elbows in. Try to get your shoulder blades to meet a little closer towards your spine. And then press down with your hands like you're trying to flatten your tush a little bit. Roll your chest up like a standing camel pose. See if you can move from your spine, that mid-spine first, and let your head move last. Inhale, stand up straight, reach your arms. Exhale, forward hinge. A few breaths in your forward fold now. Optional step back or hop back for a flow. We'll meet up in down dog. Left leg, bring it on through. Find your crescent or your warrior 1. Single leg Tadasana on your left leg. Right leg is going to come out front with a little external rotation just for fun. And then you're going to start to twist your chest to the right. Your right arm's going to swim back. Left hand, get closer to that right heel. Doesn't have to touch. Upright your spine. Reach your right leg behind you. Think heel to butt. And then left hand, right heel. Bring it around the front. Little tap. And behind. And forward, noticing that as you move, you're disrupting your balance on purpose to find stability. Last one. And then 2 feet to the floor. Rest arms. Take an inhale when you're ready. Arms can stretch overhead. And then hinge and fold. Enjoy the forward fold. Different experience with gravity, new perspective perhaps. And then choose your route to a downward dog. Flowing is an option, but not a requirement. Okay. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Keep your left arm reaching forward as you hinge. Take your right arm behind you. And now switch the arms. Left arm reaches back, right arm forward. We're going to stay here like this with this arm scissors. Put the effort into your right heel and ball of foot. Find a warrior 3 like this. Find your level spine. Squeeze behind your knee, pull your heel towards your body. If your hand and foot are really close to meeting, you can hold it Otherwise, just keep that open. Now stand up, bring your knees to meet in the middle. If you haven't got your foot yet and you really want it, it's fine. You can grab it, do what it takes to get it. Start to create a kick with your left leg. Lift your chest. Now hinge from your right hip. Dancer, kicking and reaching. Step back, crescent lunge, release the foot. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right leg up and back, open it, reach it. Let your spine rotate a little bit. And then an optional vinyasa. Down dog is our meeting spot. Left leg, let's bring it through. Crescent, 2 arms overhead to begin. Keep your right arm reaching overhead as you hinge, take your left arm back. Keep the chest where it is, switch your arms. Warrior 3, keep reaching your right fingertips towards the wall behind you as you reach your left fingertips forward. Bend your knee. If your foot and your hand are close to touching, grab a hold. You could hold the outside of your ankle. That's how I've been doing it lately. Now stand up and bring your knees to meet in the middle. Neutralize. Little tuck under with the tailbone just to find neutral. Now start to kick back with your right leg before you hinge. Then chest up as you hinge, create a back bend. Dancer. Release your foot, step back. Right toes, crescent, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left leg up and back. We'll open it up. And then you can take your vinyasa, or otherwise, we're going to take a short rest because we have a couple more explorations of that pose. Okay, come down onto your knees, step your right foot forward. Take both hands inside the frame of your foot for a second. And then let your pelvis lean forward. So you're really getting into a little bit of hip and a little bit of spine here. I'm going to give you some choices here because depending on how your knee feels, this might be where you stay. Otherwise, you're going to bend your back knee and try to close the gap there behind thigh and knee. If that's already pretty challenging, probably best to stay where you are. Otherwise, you're going to take right hand to right thigh, chest up, left arm up, back, and to hold the outside edge of your left ankle. And then you can bring yourself more upright, keeping heel pressing towards the tush. Keep the position of your leg. Can you let go with your arms, holding for 5. Wait for the hamstring cramp. It's probably coming. 3, 2, hands down, tuck your back toes, stand all the way up, but hold your left leg out in front of you. That's a big movement, so there might be some wobbling. Good. Right arm up, left arm back. Kick your left leg back. Hold your foot if you want to, otherwise keep it open and find your dancer. Breathing for 3, 2, slowly release so that your foot doesn't spring back. Step forward. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Fold, step your right leg back. Bring your right knee down. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. And then think of drawing your chest slightly forward. Flatten out your shoulder blades on your back, pull your chest up, bend your right knee, squeeze your heel towards your body. You can stay. Or you can start to support left hand, left thigh, spine up, right arm swims back, hold the outside of your ankle, pull in with your heel. So you're feeling that quad stretch as it lengthens. Now keep your right bum engaged to keep this right hip in extension. Squeeze behind your knee and then let go of your foot if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, reset your hands. Let your foot lay down, then tuck it under. So your legs are in a long stride here. That's a big movement. You could stutter step your way forward. Take a few rounds to get there. Left arm reaches up. Right arm reaches back like you're passing a baton. And then you're going to kick and hold and hinge and curl. Whole spine articulating into this back bend. One more breath. And then can you let go of the foot without it springing away from your body? Pull back to standing. 2 arms reach, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's make a child's pose, or if you know rabbit pose, and you like that really deep spine flexion, or even a cat pose might feel good after all of that. Anything that kind of neutralizes you or brings you into that flexed shape on the backside. How can your breath serve you now? Bring yourself back up to upright. Sit yourself down on your bottom. And we're going to bring our legs out in front of us a little wider, possibly to the outside edges of your mat. And then lift up into your chest. Hold on to the front of your shins. Bring your spine back to extension, just like we've been doing most of the day. Keep that extension for a moment as you try to pull your chest through your legs. Use your arms for help. And then once you reach your max, bring your arms in between your legs and allow your upper back to round again. Natural shape. Spine sensation, feeding your breath back into your low rear ribs, in between your shoulder blades, and all the way down into your low back curve. Bring your hands back to the front of your shins. Use that assistance to push your way back up, and then come on down to your back. If you like the roll down Pilates style, that's a good choice to make. Once you land, right knee in, left leg kicks. Drive your left heel firmly towards the floor, intentionally standing on that left leg in your mind. And then switch legs. Kicking right, pulling left. And before we take our rest, you have time now to explore anything at all. If that includes heading straight to rest, that's great. let's set ourselves up for a rest. Any shape that brings you into that state of ease and contentment. Using any supports that you have around you to create even more comfort. And then just a few rounds of a clearing style of breathing, drawing in deeply, filling up belly, back, sides. Exhale, releasing, allowing, letting go. And then take it easy. Keep your body nice and still for now. No need to rush into any changes just yet. Observe the areas on your body that are in contact with the floor or any supports that you have under your body. Feel your exhales complete before you take a new breath, and notice that little pause in between. Allowing for any awakening movements to occur spontaneously and organically without too much thought attached to that. If you'd like to lay on your side before you come up to your seat, make that change and perhaps curl yourself up into a smaller package, allowing your spine to round. And then you could either press up to the seat there using your arms, or if you're still on your back, it might feel nice to rock around on your back a little bit before you come up. And we'll sit for just a moment, finding solid base underneath us with a level pelvis. Take the spine up vertically without a lot of rigidity. Shoulders soft. Breath full. 360 degrees around your trunk. Now's a really nice time to consider some sort of an intention for your actions today, for your words, for your thoughts. How can you be of service to yourself, and how can you serve others in a way that supports them and accepts them for who they are? Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Namaste. Thanks, honey. Okay, I'm going to unmute myself, or unmute the headphones here for me. For those of you that are in Zoom, if you want to ask me anything or just say hello, you can unmute yourself. For those of you on Facebook, I think it's just Susan. Thanks for coming today.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Nikki.
I think that was one of my all-time favorite classes.
Really?
Yeah, really. It was awesome.
What'd you like about it?
I liked all the different variations of the dancer poses. I also thought the standing transitions were interesting and challenging.
Good.
I agree with her. I really love that class.
Awesome.
I loved it, and I love the way you used all the different things you've taught us, and I was able to incorporate them into moving from one pose to the other.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm planning to use this as my kind of core class for the next week. So if you're coming to any mountainside classes, this will be similar to what we do. But awesome. I'm glad you like that. I'll have to play it back too, since sometimes I'm in it. I don't really remember exactly everything that we did. But I think, I'll be honest with you, I think one of the reasons why this class might have felt a little different is because I had someone to kind of connect with that was in my room. This is why live classes are really more, I don't know, I don't want to say they're better because they're just different, but it brings out different things in me because I'm relating to the students in the room. I'm trying to be mindful of that, and I just feed off of other people's energy. I think that's true for everybody. So I'm glad you liked it, though, even though some of you were still alone in your room. Maybe that just still came through the screen.
A nice group.
Really nice group, yeah. Any other questions or comments about anything? Okay.
Nope. Have a great Saturday, Sarah.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Sarah.
Take care of yourselves. Bye, Lori. Bye, Matthew.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Susan.